With armor as sturdy as it was heavy, men went into battle eager to take another's life or at least ruin their day. But for all the brutal weapons of the medieval era that we have covered, there are still some terrifying tools that changed the face of war forever. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we bring you Medieval Mayhem, 5 ruthless weapons that changed battle forever. Number 5. Siege engines. War is hell, especially if you're the one having to sit through it. Not only does the prospect of death lurk around every corner, but those who survived often find themselves caught in the crop. And few things were more devastating than when the enemy began with siege warfare. If they brought along a battering ram, then all those civilians cowering behind the flimsy wooden gate had little chance of survival as the massive log came crashing through time and again until the door splintered apart. Yet even after breaching the outer line of defense, many medieval cities could prove difficult to subdue, unless they too had something large and intimidating to throw up against the wall. In that case, the besiegers would likely just pull out the giant slingshot and start hurling boulders over the wall to knock out some structures or at least flatten any unfortunate souls that got in the way. However, by far the most effective and terrifying siege weapon to hit the scene was the utilizing the power of gravity in a giant bucket. This impressive machine was capable of launching objects over castle walls from miles away. All the enemy defenders had to do was watch helplessly as barrels of stinking waste or even dead animals rained down upon them and slowly turned the tide of battle. Number 4. Longbow. You do want to need a lot of fancy gizmos and gadgets to win a battle because sometimes the oldest tools are the best. The longbow may not have been as flashy as some of the other weapons of war during the medieval period, but its impact on battle was immeasurable. During the 100 Years' War, the English longbow proved so effective that French King Charles VI called it the arc long or the long arc. Although it looked very similar to other bows of the time, the longbow stood apart because of its sheer size. The medieval longbow could reach lengths of up to 6 feet and was made from strong yet flexible materials such as wood. This made it possible to shoot arrows faster and farther than any other bow of the age. It also took less effort to draw the bowstring back thanks to the long handle, which meant soldiers could fire much more quickly and accurately. And accuracy was key, especially when these longbows were used on a battlefield. They could pierce the thickest armor head-on from distances of up to 300 yards. So while the longbow may not have been as flashy as some of the other weapons of war during the medieval period, its impact on battle was immeasurable. No. 3. Greek fire. What's the best way to win a battle? Some might say brute force, others strategy, and some luck. But perhaps one of the most useful tools in any arsenal is surprise. For the Byzantines, they developed a secret weapon so bizarre that it became known as Greek fire. Although details of its construction were closely guarded secrets, we know that Greek fire emerged during the reign of Emperor Leo the Wise around the year 669 AD. Historians believe that Greek fire was produced by mixing chemicals such as sulfur and saltpeter, which created a substance that resembled thick honey. The concoction was then placed inside hollow spheres or rockets and launched toward enemy vessels. When the projectiles burst, they unleashed a suffocating cloud that not only made breathing difficult, but could also ignite and burn the victims alive. The Byzantine army used Greek fire for centuries, primarily in naval battles against the Arabs, where it proved highly effective. Its success was due to a combination of factors, including the element of surprise, the intensity of the flames, and the lack of effective countermeasures by the enemy. Flail weaponry has come a long way since the days of caveman clubs and throwing rocks. But sometimes it pays to go back to basics with a good old-fashioned brawl. If you want to fight dirty, then nothing beats the humble flail. This simple weapon consists of a length of chain attached to a ball or a spiked metal head, and it's surprisingly versatile in the hands of an experienced fighter. During the medieval period, the flail was primarily used as a crowd control measure, as its sweeping motion could knock multiple opponents off their feet in quick succession. Furthermore, the flail was useful against heavily armored knights, because its momentum could knock them off balance or break through weak points in their defenses. Thanks to its adaptability and effectiveness, the flail remained popular among European and Asian armies for centuries, although it fell out of favor during the Renaissance when armor became standardized and stronger. Still, the flail's legacy lives on today, inspiring modern weapons like the Morning Star and the Bola. Number 1. Gunpowder weaponry. If there's one thing that can turn the tide of battle in an instant, it's gunpowder. Of course, we know today that firearms and explosives are a powerful force to be reckoned with. But did you know that these inventions first appeared in China as early as the 9th century? Initially, gunpowder was used for fireworks and religious rituals, but soon its potential for military applications became apparent. By the 12th century, Chinese armies were using gunpowder weapons such as grenades and cannons to great effect. These weapons were initially deployed during the Song dynasty and played a crucial role in defending against nomadic invaders. As the use of gunpowder weapons spread throughout Europe, it quickly became apparent that they had the potential to revolutionize warfare. In 1287, Italian military engineer and scientist Taglioli di Parata demonstrated the first gunpowder cannon in Europe, marking a significant milestone in the adoption of these weapons on the continent. For more videos of medieval mayhem, check out the series link below. Which of these medieval weapons was your favorite? Do you think the longbow was more effective than gunpowder? Or how about the flail? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you next time.